Hi there. You're listening to English Podcast for Beginners, your friendly guide to learning English step by step. Let's learn, practice, and grow together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. My name is Jennifer, and I'll be your host for this English shadowing podcast. I'm really happy you're here. In this episode, we're going to talk about daily routines, the things we do every day, from morning to night. You'll listen, repeat, and shadow my words to practice your English pronunciation and rhythm. So, get ready to speak with me, slowly, clearly, and confidently. All right, let's begin. Let's start with the morning. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I wake up at 7 o'clock. After I wake up, I stretch my body and sit up on my bed. Then, I check my phone. I check my phone to see messages or notifications, but I try not to spend too much time on my phone in the morning. Next, I go to the bathroom. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, and I take a shower. After my shower, I feel fresh and ready to start the day. I dry my hair. Then, I get dressed. Now it's time for breakfast. I go to the kitchen. I make some coffee or tea. I usually eat toast with butter and jam. Sometimes I eat eggs or fruit. I sit at the table and eat slowly. I like to listen to music or the news while I eat. After breakfast, I clean up the dishes. Then I prepare for work. If I go to the office, I pack my bag. I take my laptop, my notebook, and my phone charger. Then I leave the house around 8:30. If I work from home, I turn on my computer and check my emails. I make a to-do list for the day. Then I start working. I usually work from 9 in the morning until noon. Around noon, I take a break for lunch. For lunch, I sometimes eat rice with vegetables. Other times I have pasta or salad. After lunch, I rest for a few minutes. Sometimes I take a short walk outside to get some fresh air. Then I go back to work. I continue my tasks, answer messages, and join meetings. In the afternoon, I usually drink another cup of coffee or tea. It helps me stay focused and awake. When I finish my work, I take a short break. I stretch my legs and relax my eyes. Then I check what I need to do in the evening. Now, let's talk about the evening routine. Repeat after me. I finish work around 6 o'clock. I finish work around 6 o'clock. After that, I like to rest for a while. Sometimes I watch YouTube videos or listen to music. Sometimes I chat with my friends. Then I prepare dinner. I cook something simple, maybe rice, vegetables, or soup. Sometimes I order food online if I feel tired. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen. I wash the dishes. I wipe the table. I make sure everything looks tidy. Then I relax again. I like to watch a movie or read a book. Sometimes I study English or write in my journal. I try to make my evenings calm and peaceful. Before going to bed, I take a shower again. I brush my teeth. Then I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. I check my schedule to see what I need to do the next day. Finally, I lie down on my bed. I turn off the lights, and I go to sleep around 10:30. That's my daily routine from morning to night. Now, let's practice shadowing again a little faster this time. Repeat with me. I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I eat breakfast. I go to work. I have lunch at noon. I finish work in the evening. I cook dinner. I watch a movie. I go to bed at 10:30. Try to say it naturally, not too fast, not too slow. Let's do it again one more time. I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I eat breakfast. I go to work. I have lunch at noon. I finish work in the evening. I cook dinner. I watch a movie. I go to bed at 10:30. You're doing an amazing job shadowing with me. Your pronunciation, your rhythm, your confidence, they're growing step by step. The more you repeat, the more natural your English becomes. So, let's keep going with more shadowing practice. This is your daily English workout. Every word, every sound, every sentence makes you stronger. Now, let's go a little deeper into the morning part of the day. The morning is very important because it sets the tone for the whole day. So, let's practice more sentences about morning routines. Repeat after me. I get out of bed slowly. I open the window to get some fresh air. I make my bed neatly. I fold my blanket. I arrange my pillow. My room feels clean and bright. Then, I go to the bathroom. I wash my face with cold water. It helps me wake up. I brush my teeth carefully. I look at myself in the mirror and smile. I say good morning. After that, I take a shower. The water feels warm and nice. I use soap and shampoo. I dry myself with a towel. Then I put on my clothes for the day. I go to the kitchen. I drink a glass of water. Then I prepare breakfast. I boil water for tea or coffee. I toast some bread. I put butter and jam on it. I also eat some fruit, maybe a banana or an apple. I sit at the table. I eat slowly. I enjoy my breakfast. I think about what I need to do today. After breakfast, I clean the table. I wash the dishes. I check my phone again. I read some messages. Then, I get ready to go out. If I go to work, I take my bag and my keys. If I stay home, I sit at my desk and start working. Now, let's move to the afternoon part of the day. At noon, I usually have lunch. I like to eat something light but healthy. Sometimes I eat rice and vegetables. Sometimes I eat pasta or a sandwich. After lunch, I drink water or tea. Then I rest for a few minutes. If I'm working, I continue my tasks after lunch. I check my emails. I join meetings. I write notes. I plan what I need to finish before evening. If I'm studying, I read my lessons. I do my homework. I take short breaks between study sessions. I like to listen to music while I study. It helps me concentrate. In the afternoon, I also stretch my body. I move my shoulders and arms. I look outside the window. Sometimes I take a walk to relax my mind. The afternoon is a good time to stay productive, but it's also important to rest and breathe. Now, let's talk about the evening routine. In the evening, I finish my work and relax. I like to take a short walk outside. I enjoy the cool air and the sunset. Sometimes I meet my friends. Sometimes I stay home and cook dinner. I cook simple food like rice, vegetables, or noodles. When I finish cooking, I sit down and eat slowly. I enjoy my meal. After dinner, I clean the dishes and wipe the table. Then, I take a shower again. I change into comfortable clothes. I feel clean and relaxed. In the evening, I like to watch TV or listen to music. Sometimes I read a book or study English. I write in my journal about my day. I write what I learned and what I want to improve tomorrow. I try to make my evenings peaceful. I turn off my phone or reduce screen time. I just relax. Now, let's practice talking about night routines, what we do before sleeping. Before going to bed, I turn off the lights. I check my phone one last time. I set my alarm for the next day. I brush my teeth. I drink a little water. Then, I lie down on my bed. I close my eyes and relax. I take a deep breath, and I slowly fall asleep. At night, I brush my teeth and prepare for bed. I set my alarm and think about tomorrow. Then, I lie down and fall asleep peacefully. Now, let's make your sentences more interesting. We can use adverbs of frequency to say how often you do something. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never. Let's try them in sentences. I always brush my teeth in the morning. I usually drink coffee for breakfast. I often listen to music while I work. I sometimes take a nap in the afternoon. I rarely eat fast food. I never skip breakfast. Let's shadow that together slowly. I always brush my teeth in the morning. I usually drink coffee for breakfast. I often listen to music while I work. I sometimes take a nap in the afternoon. I rarely eat fast food. I never skip breakfast. Very nice. Now, let's say them again, more naturally. I always brush my teeth in the morning. I usually drink coffee for breakfast. I often listen to music while I work. I sometimes take a nap in the afternoon. I rarely eat fast food. I never skip breakfast. Great rhythm. Let's practice one more rhythm exercise together. Short, natural English, foreshadowing. Wake up, wash face, brush teeth, get dressed, eat breakfast, go to work, do your best, eat lunch, take a rest, work again, go home, cook dinner, relax, sleep well. And again. Wake up, wash face, brush teeth, get dressed, eat breakfast, go to work, do your best, eat lunch, take a rest, work again, go home, cook dinner, relax, sleep well. Now let's try one more natural paragraph together. The full day, smooth and confident. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I brush my teeth and take a shower. Then, I eat breakfast and get ready for work. I take the bus and start working at 9. I check my emails, join meetings, and do my tasks. At noon, I have lunch with my coworkers. After lunch, I take a short walk and then work again. In the evening, I go home and take a shower. I cook dinner and watch TV. Before bed, I brush my teeth and read for a few minutes. Then I sleep at 10:30. Now, shadow with me again, naturally. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I brush my teeth and take a shower. Then, I eat breakfast and get ready for work. I take the bus and start working at 9. I check my emails, join meetings, and do my tasks. At noon, I have lunch with my coworkers. After lunch, I take a short walk and then work again. In the evening, I go home and take a shower. I cook dinner and watch TV. Before bed, I brush my teeth and read for a few minutes. Then I sleep at 10:30. Now, let's practice saying what we do every day, sometimes, and never to review everything we learned. Repeat after me. Every day I wake up and take a shower. Every day I eat breakfast before work. Every day I check my emails. Every day I cook dinner and relax. Sometimes I take a nap in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet my friends in the evening. Sometimes I go for a walk at night. I never skip breakfast. I never stay up too late. I never forget to brush my teeth. Now, shadow the whole part again, smoothly. Every day I wake up and take a shower. Every day I eat breakfast before work. Every day I check my emails. Every day I cook dinner and relax. Sometimes I take a nap in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet my friends in the evening. Sometimes I go for a walk at night. I never skip breakfast. I never stay up too late. I never forget to brush my teeth. Now you can describe your whole daily routine in English: morning, afternoon, evening, and night. You can use time words, frequency words, and natural rhythm. Keep shadowing this until your mouth and mind move together, fluently, easily, confidently. Now let's continue with more parts of a daily routine. After lunch, many people go back to work or school. Some people feel sleepy after eating, but they still have to focus. So, they might drink coffee or take a short walk to feel more awake. If you're a student, you probably return to class and listen to your teacher. You might take notes, read a book, or join a discussion. If you're working, you might check emails, attend meetings, or complete your tasks. The afternoon is usually a busy time because everyone wants to finish their work before the end of the day. When it's around 4 or 5 p.m., many people start to feel tired. They begin to think about going home. The traffic can be heavy at that time, especially in big cities. Some people listen to music or podcasts while they're in the car or on the bus. Others might walk home if they live nearby. When you finally get home, it feels nice to relax. You might take off your shoes, change into comfortable clothes, and take a deep breath. This moment helps your mind switch from work mode to rest mode. In the evening, people usually do activities they enjoy. Some prepare dinner, some watch TV, some play with their kids, and others exercise or go for a walk. Dinner is often a time to connect with family. People talk about their day, share stories, and enjoy food together. After dinner, some people do the dishes, clean the kitchen, or prepare things for the next day. It's a quiet moment when the house starts to calm down. After that, you might spend time on your hobbies. Maybe you read a book, listen to music, study a new language, or scroll through your phone. Some people like to take a shower at night because it helps them relax. A warm shower can make you feel clean and ready for bed. Others prefer to take a shower in the morning, but at night, it can feel especially peaceful. Then, it's time to prepare for sleep. Many people brush their teeth, wash their face, and wear their pajamas. Some people like to set an alarm for the next morning. It's also common to check your phone one last time, but it's better to put it down early. The light from your phone can make it harder to fall asleep. Instead, try to think of something positive, or read something light before bed. When you lie in bed, it's nice to reflect on your day. You can think about what went well, what you learned, and what you want to do tomorrow. This small reflection helps you feel more organized and calm. You might also practice gratitude, thinking of 3 things you're thankful for. It can be something small, like the weather, a good meal, or a kind message from a friend. Ending your day with gratitude can make you sleep better and wake up happier. Now let's review everything we've talked about in today's topic, the daily routine. You wake up, get ready, have breakfast, go to work or school, have lunch, return to your activities, and then come home. In the evening, you relax, eat dinner, enjoy your hobbies, and prepare for bed. This simple structure helps you manage your time and keep your life balanced. Having a routine also makes your mind stronger. It builds discipline and gives you stability. Even small habits like making your bed, eating breakfast, or setting a goal for the day can help you feel more confident and focused. If you practice your English while doing these routines, you can improve naturally. For example, when you wake up, say to yourself, "Good morning, time to start the day." When you brush your teeth, say, "I'm brushing my teeth." When you cook, say, "I'm preparing breakfast." By doing this, you connect English with real actions, and that makes your learning more powerful. You can also describe your daily routine in English to practice speaking. Try to say your routine slowly and clearly. For example, I wake up at 6 a.m., I take a shower, I eat breakfast, I go to work. Then, try to add more details. I usually wake up at 6 a.m. I like to take a shower because it helps me feel fresh. I eat breakfast with my family. After that, I go to work by bus. The more details you add, the more natural your English sounds. Let's try some practice sentences together. Repeat after me. I wake up early every day. I make my bed after getting up. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I eat breakfast before going to work. I start work at 9 o'clock. I have lunch at noon. I come home in the evening. I cook dinner and relax. I take a shower before bed. I go to sleep at 10. Practice these sentences every day, and your English will become smoother. Remember, shadowing means listening and repeating at the same time. Focus on the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the intonation. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try to sound natural and confident. Having a daily routine also helps you manage your emotions. When your day has structure, you feel more peaceful. You don't need to think too much about what to do next, because your routine guides you. You can also make small changes to improve your routine. For example, if you usually wake up late, try waking up 10 minutes earlier. If you skip breakfast, Try eating something light. If you spend too much time on your phone, replace it with reading or learning English. Small steps can create big results over time. When you practice shadowing with this podcast, imagine you are describing your own life. You can change the sentences to fit your situation. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m., or I go to school by bike. Make it personal. The more you connect English to your real routine, the faster you'll improve. Now, let's keep going and explore more about daily routines, especially the small habits that can make your day better. Every day has many small moments that we sometimes forget to notice. For example, when you wake up and open your window, you can feel the fresh air. That simple act can help you start your morning with energy. You can say, I open my window every morning to let the sunlight in. These small sentences help you describe your life in English, and they also make you more mindful of your actions. After waking up, some people like to stretch their body or do a short workout. You can say, I do some stretching in the morning, or I exercise for 10 minutes before breakfast. These habits keep you healthy and positive. If you're learning English, you can even describe your exercise. I lift my arms, I touch my toes, or I breathe deeply. Speaking out loud while doing daily activities is a great way to practice English naturally. Then comes breakfast. Breakfast is an important part of your daily routine because it gives you energy. You can say, I eat toast and eggs, or I drink coffee and milk. Try describing your breakfast every day in English. For example, today I had rice and vegetables for breakfast, or I usually eat cereal with milk. When you say these sentences, you're not just practicing English, you're also making your learning part of real life. After breakfast, many people prepare to leave home. You might say, I get dressed, I pack my bag, I check my phone, or I put on my shoes. These are simple but useful daily expressions. You can also add more details to make your sentences longer. For example, I get dressed in comfortable clothes, or I pack my bag with my laptop and notebook. Practicing this kind of description helps you build longer and more natural sentences. When you leave home, you can say, I go out, or I leave for work. If you take a bus, say, I wait for the bus, or I take the bus to work. If you walk, say, I walk to school. These actions are part of your morning routine. You can practice by repeating sentences like, I leave home at 8, I walk to the station, or I take the train every day. Try to speak them clearly and with rhythm. Once you arrive at your destination, the next part of your routine begins, working or studying. You can say, I start work at 9, I check my emails, or I join a meeting. If you're a student, say, I listen to the teacher, I take notes, or I do my homework. These sentences describe what you do during the day. Try to connect your English learning to your real schedule. For example, while you're studying, say quietly to yourself, I am studying English right now. It helps your brain link the action with the language. Then, in the middle of the day, it's time for lunch. Lunch is not only for eating, it's also a time to rest and refresh your mind. You can say, I have lunch with my coworkers, or I eat lunch alone at my desk. Some people like to go outside for lunch, while others prefer to stay inside. Whatever you do, try to describe it in English. For example, I eat rice and chicken for lunch, or I drink water and juice. After lunch, you go back to your tasks. You can say, I continue my work, or I go back to class. If you're feeling tired, you can say, I feel sleepy after lunch. That's a natural sentence many people can relate to. To stay focused, you might say, I drink coffee to stay awake, or I take a short break to rest my eyes. In the afternoon, your energy might start to go down, but you still have things to do. You can describe your actions with sentences like, I finish my report, I reply to emails, or I join another class. Try to use simple present tense because it's perfect for talking about daily routines. For example, I finish work at 5, I close my laptop, or I go home after work. When it's time to go home, you can say, I leave the office, I take the bus home, or I drive back home. These sentences are very common and good for shadowing. Repeat them out loud to practice your pronunciation. You can even add time words. I leave the office at 6, I get home at 7, or I arrive home in the evening. Once you're home, your evening routine begins. You might say, I take off my shoes, I change my clothes, or I wash my hands. These are very natural and useful expressions. After that, maybe you relax for a while. You can say, I rest on the sofa, I watch TV, or I listen to music. You can also describe your feelings. I feel tired, I feel relaxed, or I feel happy to be home. Then, it's dinner time. You can say, I cook dinner, I eat dinner with my family, or I clean up after dinner. These are simple, daily actions that everyone does. You can practice speaking about them slowly and clearly. Try shadowing these sentences. I cook dinner every evening. I eat dinner with my family. I wash the dishes after eating. I clean the kitchen. I rest for a while before bed. After dinner, people often do different things. Some like to study, some watch movies, and some prepare for the next day. You can say, I study English for 1 hour, or I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. You might also say, I write in my journal, or I check my schedule for the next day. These activities make your evening more productive. Then, before sleeping, you can say, I take a shower, I brush my teeth, and I get ready for bed. You can add details to like I take a warm shower to relax, or I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. Finally, you can say, I go to bed at 10, or I sleep at 11. Repeating these kinds of sentences every day helps you remember common English structures. It also helps you speak without thinking too much. When English becomes part of your daily routine, it feels more natural and easy. You can also make your own routine sentences and practice shadowing them. For example, I wake up at 6. I go for a morning walk. I make breakfast for my family. I start work at 9. I take a short break at 3. I go home at 6. I eat dinner at 7. I watch TV before bed. I sleep at 10. These are simple, clear, and real sentences that you can use every day. If you repeat them many times, your pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency will improve. Now let's continue and talk more about how to describe your daily routine using time expressions and small details. When you talk about your day, time words are very useful. You can say, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and at night. For example, in the morning I wake up at 6 o'clock. In the afternoon I study English. In the evening I cook dinner. At night I go to bed. These small phrases help you organize your story and make it clear. You can also use other time expressions like before, after, and then. For example, before breakfast, I brush my teeth. After lunch, I take a walk. Then, I do my homework. These words help your sentences connect naturally, like telling a story about your day. Try repeating this. I wake up. Then, I get dressed. After that, I eat breakfast. Before going to work, I drink coffee. Another useful word is usually. You can use it when something happens often. For example, I usually wake up early. I usually take the bus to work. I usually watch TV after dinner. You can also say sometimes, always, never, or often. Let's practice some sentences together. I always brush my teeth in the morning. I often eat lunch with my friends. I sometimes go for a walk in the evening. I never sleep late on weekdays. These adverbs make your sentences sound more natural and realistic. You don't always do the same thing every day, right? So you can show that by using these words. Now, let's focus on describing your morning in more detail. You can start with, I wake up at 6 o'clock. Then add more. I stretch my body. I open the window. I make my bed. After that you can say, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I take a shower. Then continue with, I get dressed. I eat breakfast. I drink coffee. Finally say I leave home at 7:30. You can make it longer like this. I wake up at 6 o'clock. I stretch and take a deep breath. I open the window to get some fresh air. Then, I make my bed neatly. After that, I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth. I wash my face with cold water to wake myself up. I take a shower and get dressed for work. Then, I go to the kitchen and make breakfast. I usually eat eggs and bread, and I drink a cup of coffee. I leave home at 7:30 to go to work. This is how you can describe your morning routine naturally in English. Try shadowing it slowly. Listen carefully, repeat each part, and focus on pronunciation and rhythm. Now, let's talk about the afternoon. After lunch, you can say, I go back to work, I study for 2 hours, I write emails, I attend a meeting, or I finish my school homework. If you want to make your sentences sound smoother, use connectors like and then, or after that. For example, I eat lunch at 12. Then, I go back to work. After that, I write some emails. I finish my tasks before 5. When your work or school is over, you can describe what happens next. I go home, I take the bus, I drive my car, I walk with my friends. You can also add time. I go home at 5:30. I arrive home at 6. I take a shower when I get home. These sentences help you practice daily patterns that are easy to remember. Now, let's move to the evening. Evening is a nice time to relax and enjoy yourself. You can say I cook dinner, I eat with my family, I watch a movie, I listen to music, I play with my pet, I read a book, I clean the house. Try saying these sentences slowly and clearly. I cook dinner at 7. I eat with my family and talk about my day. I wash the dishes after dinner. I watch a movie or a TV show. I take a shower before going to bed. Then, when the night comes, you prepare to sleep. You can say, I brush my teeth, I wear my pajamas, I set my alarm, I turn off the light, I go to sleep at 10. You can also describe your feelings. I feel sleepy, I feel relaxed, I feel ready for tomorrow. Let's put everything together. Listen and repeat slowly. In the morning, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I brush my teeth and take a shower. I eat breakfast and go to work. In the afternoon, I eat lunch and finish my tasks. In the evening, I cook dinner, watch TV, and take a shower. At night, I go to bed at 10 o'clock. This is a complete daily routine in simple English. You can use it to describe your own day, or to practice shadowing every day. Repeating the same idea in different sentences helps your brain build flexibility in English. That means you won't just memorize, you'll actually think in English. Another good exercise is to describe what other people do. You can use he or she instead of I, for example. He wakes up at 7, she goes to work by car. He eats lunch at noon, she comes home at 6. This helps you practice grammar, especially the S at the end of verbs. Listen and repeat. He wakes up at 7. She brushes her teeth. He eats breakfast. She goes to school. He finishes work at 5. She goes to bed at 10. When you say these sentences often, your grammar will become automatic. Now, let's practice describing a full day using he or she. He wakes up at 7 o'clock. He takes a shower and gets dressed. He eats breakfast and goes to work. He works until 5. He comes home, eats dinner, and goes to bed at 10. She wakes up early, she drinks coffee and eats toast. She takes the bus to work. She finishes work in the evening, cooks dinner, and watches TV before bed. Keep shadowing these sentences again and again. The more you practice, the more natural your pronunciation and rhythm will become. When you listen to this podcast, don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on how the sentences sound. Feel the rhythm of the English language. Shadow slowly at first, then faster. This will train your mouth and brain to speak more naturally. After I finish my morning routine, I start my work or study time. If I'm working from home, I usually sit at my desk and open my laptop around 9 a.m. I check my emails, reply to important messages, and organize my tasks for the day. I like to make a to-do list because it helps me stay focused and productive. I often write down what I need to finish before lunch and what I can do later in the afternoon. Sometimes, I take short breaks between tasks. During these breaks, I stretch, drink water, or walk around a little to refresh my mind. Sitting too long can make me tired, so I always try to move every hour. If I'm studying instead of working, my routine is quite similar. I prepare my books, open my notes, and study for a few hours in the morning. I focus better when the environment is quiet, so I usually turn off notifications or anything that can distract me. I read, write, or listen to audio materials to improve my learning. When I feel my focus dropping, I stop for a moment, close my eyes, and take a deep breath. Then I continue studying. Having a consistent morning study routine really helps me make progress. Around noon, I take my lunch break. I usually eat something light but healthy. Sometimes I cook a simple meal, like rice with vegetables, or make a sandwich with eggs. Other times, I just reheat leftovers from the previous night. While eating, I often watch a short video, listen to music, or just relax without thinking about work or study. This small break helps me recharge before the afternoon starts. After lunch, I clean up my dishes and tidy up my workspace again. Then, I go back to work or continue studying. The afternoon is usually when I handle things that require less concentration, such as replying to messages, reviewing what I studied, or organizing files. If I have meetings or online classes, they often happen in the afternoon too. Sometimes, I go outside in the late afternoon. I might go for a short walk around my neighborhood, or visit a nearby cafe to change the atmosphere. Being outside helps me clear my head and get some fresh air. If the weather is nice, I love watching the sky slowly change colors as the evening approaches. It's one of the most peaceful moments of my day. When I come back home, I usually start preparing dinner. Cooking is something I enjoy because it relaxes me after a long day. I like to experiment with simple recipes, or sometimes just make my favorite comfort food. I listen to music or a podcast while cooking. It makes the time feel more enjoyable. After I finish eating, I clean up the kitchen and put everything back in order. Later in the evening, I like to take a shower to feel fresh again. After that, I spend time doing something I love, like reading, journaling, or watching a TV show. This time is important for me because it helps me unwind and reflect on my day. I sometimes write a few lines in my journal about what I accomplished, how I felt, or what I plan to do tomorrow. As the night goes on, I start preparing to sleep. I dim the lights, turn off my phone notifications, and maybe listen to soft music. I try to go to bed at the same time every night, usually around 10 or 11 p.m. because I've learned that having a regular sleep schedule makes me feel more energized the next morning. Of course, not every day is exactly the same. Sometimes I have to go out early, or stay up a bit later to finish something important. But overall, I try to keep my daily routine balanced. Having structure helps me stay organized and calm, especially when life gets busy. Now, let's go over some of the useful expressions we used in today's topic. Talking about daily routine. You can repeat after me for shadowing practice. Ready? I wake up early in the morning. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I make my bed after waking up. I eat breakfast before starting my day. I go to work or school around 9 a.m. I take short breaks to stretch and drink water. I eat lunch at noon. I go for a walk in the afternoon. I cook dinner in the evening. I take a shower and relax before bed. I go to sleep around 10 p.m. Try repeating these sentences several times until you can say them naturally and smoothly. Focus on your pronunciation and rhythm. If you want to describe your own daily routine, you can also try changing the words. For example, I wake up at 7 instead of 6. I study English in the morning. I go jogging after work. These small changes make your sentences more personal and natural. Speaking about your daily routine is one of the best ways to practice English, because you use it every day in real life. It also helps you build confidence in talking about yourself, which is an important part of daily conversations. Let's continue with more examples and slow shadowing practice together. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. After I wake up, I stretch my body and smile to start the day positively. Then I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth carefully. I wash my face with cold water to help me feel more awake. After that, I make my bed neatly before leaving my room. I go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast, usually something light but healthy. While eating, I sometimes check my messages or listen to a short podcast. After breakfast, I clean the dishes and start preparing for work. I change into comfortable clothes and sit at my desk. At 9 o'clock, I begin working or studying. You can repeat each of these lines slowly after me to improve your rhythm and clarity. During my work or study time, I try to stay focused and avoid distractions. I keep my phone on silent and only check it during breaks. I like to create a calm environment around me. Sometimes I play soft background music, but usually, I prefer silence when I need deep concentration. When I work or study, I divide my time into small sections. For example, I work for 50 minutes, then take a 10-minute break. This method helps me stay productive without feeling too tired. In the middle of my work session, I sometimes drink tea or coffee. It gives me a little boost of energy. I also drink water regularly to stay hydrated. Keeping a bottle of water on my desk reminds me to take care of myself while working. After I finish an important task, I like to pause for a moment and celebrate it quietly, maybe by stretching, smiling, or saying good job to myself. These small positive habits help me stay motivated throughout the day. In the afternoon, my energy usually starts to go down a bit, so I switch to lighter tasks. I might review my notes, organize files, or plan what I'll do tomorrow. I often take a short walk outside if I feel tired. Even 5 or 10 minutes in the fresh air can make a big difference. When I walk, I sometimes think about my goals, or just enjoy the surroundings without using my phone. When I return home, I sometimes do a few simple exercises, like stretching, yoga, or a short workout video. Moving my body helps me release any tension that built up during the day. If I skip exercise, I at least try to walk around or stretch before sitting again. Staying active is part of a healthy daily routine, even if it's just a little bit each day. After exercising, I usually take a shower. I like this part of my day because it feels like a reset. It washes away the stress and refreshes my mind. Then I change into comfortable clothes and prepare dinner. If I'm cooking, I enjoy listening to music or an English podcast while I cook. It makes the process feel fun and relaxing. Once dinner is ready, I sit down and eat slowly. I try not to rush. I focus on enjoying the food and being present in the moment. Sometimes, I think about what I'm grateful for that day, even small things, like finishing a project, having a nice conversation, or seeing good weather. Practicing gratitude helps me end the day on a positive note. After dinner, I clean up the dishes and wipe the table. I like keeping my home tidy because it makes me feel calm. Then I move to the living room or my desk again to do something I enjoy. Sometimes I read a book, watch a show, or study English for fun. I especially like reading short stories in English because they help me improve my vocabulary and understanding of expressions used in real life. When I study in the evening, I don't pressure myself too much. I just enjoy learning. I repeat words out loud, listen to their pronunciation, and sometimes write down new sentences using them. Studying a little every day is more effective than studying a lot once in a while. Consistency is the key to progress, not perfection. After that, I like to spend a few quiet minutes reflecting on my day. I might write in my journal about what I did, how I felt, or what I want to do differently tomorrow. Writing helps me organize my thoughts and understand myself better. It's also a good English practice. You can write in simple sentences like today I woke up early. I studied English. I felt happy because I made progress. Over time, this habit builds your confidence in both writing and speaking. Later, when I'm done journaling, I prepare for bedtime. I check if everything is ready for tomorrow, my clothes, my bag, and my alarm. I like to make things easy for my morning self, so I don't rush when I wake up. I also turn off bright lights, and maybe light a small lamp or candle to make my room cozy. Then, I sometimes spend a few minutes doing something relaxing before sleep. I might listen to slow music, read a few pages of a book, or just breathe deeply and let my mind calm down. I try to stay away from my phone before bed, because the screen light makes it harder to sleep. When I finally lie down, I close my eyes and think about one good thing that happened that day. It helps me sleep with a peaceful mind. I remind myself that even if the day wasn't perfect, I still did my best. That thought gives me comfort. Now, let's practice more shadowing lines based on the evening routine. You can repeat each one slowly after me. I finish my work and take a short break. I go for a walk in the afternoon to get some fresh air. I do light exercise or yoga in the evening. I take a shower to relax and refresh my body. I cook dinner and listen to music while cooking. I eat slowly and enjoy my meal. After dinner, I clean the dishes and tidy up the kitchen. I read a book or watch something interesting. I write in my journal before going to bed. I prepare my clothes and bag for the next day. I go to bed and sleep around 10 or 11 o'clock. Repeat these sentences as many times as you need. Try to match my tone, rhythm, and intonation. Focus on clarity and pronunciation. It's okay to go slowly. Remember, shadowing is about listening carefully and speaking naturally, not about speed. You can also practice connecting these sentences together, so they sound more like a natural story. For example, I finish my work and take a short break. Then I go for a walk in the afternoon to get some fresh air. After that, I do light exercise or yoga in the evening. When I finish, I take a shower to relax and refresh my body. Later, I cook dinner and listen to music while cooking. Try repeating that paragraph aloud several times, listening to how the sentences connect smoothly. This practice will help you sound more fluent and confident when you talk about your daily routine. Now, let's continue building more natural examples and practice with slow rhythm for beginners. Let's keep going with more daily routine shadowing practice, this time focusing on natural flow and common transitions that native speakers use. Remember, fluency doesn't come from speaking fast, it comes from speaking smoothly and confidently. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. After I wake up, I stretch my body and take a deep breath. Then, I go to the bathroom and wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel fresh and ready to start the day. After that, I brush my teeth and smile at myself in the mirror. I like starting my day with a small positive thought. Then, I make my bed neatly before leaving my room. I go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast. Sometimes I eat toast with eggs, and sometimes I eat cereal with milk. While I eat breakfast, I like to listen to a podcast or calm music. After breakfast, I clean the dishes and wipe the table. Then, I sit down and start working or studying. Now let's say it together slowly again. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 in the morning. I stretch and take a deep breath. I wash my face and brush my teeth. I make my bed and prepare breakfast. I eat and listen to a podcast. Then, I clean up and start my work. You can also connect your sentences naturally like this. I wake up at 7, stretch, and wash my face. Then I brush my teeth, make my bed, and prepare breakfast. After eating, I clean up and start working. Try saying that out loud now. Notice how it sounds smoother when everything connects together. That's how you can make your English flow naturally. Let's move to the next part of the routine, your morning and afternoon. At around 9 o'clock, I start my work or study. I usually sit at my desk with a cup of coffee or tea. I check my schedule and decide what to do first. Sometimes, I write a to-do list to stay organized. When I start working, I focus on one task at a time. After working for about an hour, I take a short break. I stand up, stretch, and drink some water. Then, I go back to work and continue what I was doing. Repeat after me slowly. I start working at 9 o'clock. I sit at my desk with coffee or tea. I check my schedule and make a to-do list. I focus on one task at a time. After 1 hour, I take a short break. I stretch and drink water. Then, I continue working. Good. You can also use linking words to make your sentences sound more natural. For example, after I finish one task, I take a short break before starting the next one. Or, while I'm working, I sometimes listen to soft music to help me concentrate. Now, let's go to the afternoon part. Around noon, I take my lunch break. I usually eat something light, like rice, vegetables, or noodles. Sometimes, I order food if I'm too busy to cook. After eating, I clean up the dishes and rest for a while. I might watch a short video or scroll through my phone, but I try not to use my phone for too long. After lunch, I go back to work or study again. The afternoon is usually quieter, so it's easier to concentrate. Repeat after me slowly again. I eat lunch around noon. I cook or order something simple. After lunch, I clean up and rest. I watch a short video or take a small break. Then, I go back to work or study again. You can also connect it together naturally. At noon, I take a lunch break and eat something simple. After that, I clean up, rest for a few minutes, and then go back to work. Notice how natural it sounds when you link your ideas together smoothly. This kind of shadowing helps you sound confident when talking about daily routines. Now let's continue with late afternoon and evening routines. In the late afternoon, I usually take another short break. I might go for a walk or stretch for a few minutes. Sometimes, I make myself another cup of tea. When I finish my tasks, I start preparing for dinner. If I have time, I cook something fresh. If I'm busy, I just reheat food from earlier. Cooking helps me relax after a long day. I listen to music while I cook. The smell of food always makes me feel happy. When dinner is ready, I sit down and eat slowly. I try to avoid using my phone while eating. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Now, repeat after me slowly. In the afternoon, I take a short break. I go for a walk or stretch. I make tea and relax for a few minutes. Then, I prepare dinner and listen to music. I eat slowly and enjoy my meal. After dinner, I clean the kitchen. That's great. Now let's combine it into a smooth, natural story. In the late afternoon, I take a short break and go for a walk. When I come back, I prepare dinner while listening to music. After eating, I clean up the kitchen and relax for a while. See how smooth and calm it sounds? That's how you can describe your evening routine naturally. Now let's move on to the final part of the day, your night routine. After dinner, I like to take a shower. It helps me feel clean and relaxed. Then, I wear comfortable clothes and sit on the sofa. Sometimes, I watch a show or read a book. Other times, I study English or write in my journal. I like writing about my day before sleeping. It helps me reflect and feel calm. Around 10 or 11 o'clock, I go to bed. Before sleeping, I turn off my phone and close my eyes. I think about one good thing that happened during the day. Then, I say to myself, tomorrow will be a good day. Repeat after me slowly. After dinner, I take a shower. I wear comfortable clothes. I watch a show or read a book. I write in my journal before bed. I go to sleep around 10 or 11. I say, tomorrow will be a good day. Excellent. You can now describe your full daily routine in English. From morning until night, this kind of practice is perfect for shadowing because it's simple, repetitive, and useful in everyday life. Alright, now let's continue talking more naturally about the topic of daily routines. But this time, we'll focus less on repeating, and more on understanding how routines shape our days and mindsets. Having a daily routine isn't just about doing the same things again and again. It's about building structure, stability, and a sense of direction in your life. When you follow a routine, you give your mind a rhythm to follow. You don't wake up confused or unsure what to do next. Instead, your body and mind already know the next step, which saves your energy for more important things. For example, if you wake up at the same time every morning, your body naturally starts to adjust. You'll notice that you begin to wake up without an alarm after some time. That's because your body learns your pattern. The same thing happens with eating, studying, or sleeping. Consistency trains your brain to work with you, not against you. Many people think routines are boring, but actually, routines give you freedom. When you know what to do and when to do it, you create more space for creativity and rest. You don't waste time thinking about what's next. You already have a plan, so your mind is clear. That's the real beauty of having a simple daily routine. It makes your life smoother and calmer. Let's think about a small example. Morning routines. Your morning decides how your day feels. If you wake up late, skip breakfast, and rush out, you probably feel stressed all day. But if you wake up calmly, take a shower, eat breakfast, and plan your day, you feel in control. Small habits at the start of the day can change your mood and energy completely. Some people like to add small mindful activities to their morning, like journaling, reading something positive, or simply drinking coffee while watching the sunrise. These moments might look small, but they bring peace and focus. They help you start your day with balance instead of chaos. The same applies to the evening. Many people spend the night scrolling on their phones until they fall asleep. But if you make a habit of slowing down, dimming the lights, and reflecting on your day, you'll sleep better and wake up with more energy. You don't need a complicated night routine. Even 5 minutes of quiet reflection can make a difference. Another important part of routines is flexibility. You don't have to do everything perfectly every day. Some days you might wake up late, skip exercise, or eat takeout instead of cooking. That's okay. What matters is that you come back to your rhythm the next day. A good routine is not about perfection. It's about returning to balance again and again. If you're learning English, building a language routine can help a lot too. For example, you can listen to a short podcast every morning while eating breakfast, or review new words every night before bed. The key is not the length of time, it's the consistency. 10 minutes a day is more powerful than 2 hours once a week. Your brain learns better with small, regular exposure. A daily routine also teaches discipline. When you do something regularly, even when you don't feel like it, you build mental strength. That's how habits form. You start with motivation, but you continue with discipline. And discipline eventually becomes automatic. It turns into your normal way of living. For instance, maybe in the beginning, waking up early feels hard. But after a few weeks, your body starts to do it naturally. It becomes part of who you are. That's the magic of habit building. Through daily routines, small consistent actions change your life slowly, quietly, and deeply. Let's take an example from language learning again. Maybe you practice English speaking every morning for just 5 minutes. At first you might think it's not enough, but over time, those 5 minutes build confidence. You start thinking in English, and one day you realize that speaking doesn't feel scary anymore. That's the power of small daily effort. Another benefit of routines is reducing stress. When you already know what to expect, your brain feels safe. You don't wake up feeling anxious about the day because you already have a pattern to follow. This stability is especially helpful if you have a busy or unpredictable lifestyle. Your routine becomes your safe space. Even if your schedule changes often, you can still keep some small stable habits, like morning stretching, writing your goals, or drinking water before bed. These little anchors help your mind stay calm and grounded. Your daily routine doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Some people like waking up early, others prefer staying up late. What matters is finding what fits your lifestyle, your energy levels, and your goals. If you're most focused at night, build your study routine around that. If you love the quiet morning hours, use that time for your most important tasks. The goal isn't to copy someone else's perfect day, it's to create one that feels right for you. You can always adjust it as your life changes. Maybe right now you're a student with a flexible schedule, but later you might have a full-time job. Your routine can grow with you. It's not fixed. It's a living part of your life. When you build routines around self-care and learning, you also create a stronger connection with yourself. You start listening to what your body and mind need. You learn when you need to rest, when you need to push forward, and when you simply need to breathe. So, when you think about your daily routine, don't see it as a boring pattern. See it as a framework that supports your dreams and your peace. Every small action, brushing your teeth, drinking water, journaling, studying, they all shape your mindset and your future. The small things you do every day matter more than the big things you do sometimes. And that's why talking about your daily routine is not just an English exercise, it's also a reflection of your lifestyle. When you describe your routine in English, you're not only practicing language, you're also practicing self-awareness. You're saying, this is how I live my day, this is how I take care of myself, and this is how I move forward. When we understand our daily routines, we begin to understand ourselves better. Every moment in your day, waking up, eating, working, studying, resting, tells a story about who you are and what you value. Building a daily routine is like designing your own path through life. It's not about perfection or control, but about creating a flow that supports your growth and happiness. You don't have to change everything overnight. Even one small improvement in your daily routine can create a big impact over time. Maybe it's waking up 10 minutes earlier, preparing your breakfast mindfully, or studying English before bed. These may look like tiny habits, but together, they create structure, confidence, and peace of mind. And remember, your daily routine doesn't have to look impressive to be meaningful. It's okay if your day is simple. It's okay if it's quiet. What matters is that it works for you, and that it helps you feel balanced. A healthy routine should make you feel calm, not pressured. So, as you finish this listening practice today, take a moment to think about your own daily routine. What do you usually do from morning to night? Which parts of your day make you feel good? Which parts feel stressful? Try describing them in English. It's not only good practice, but also a way to notice your habits more clearly. And if there's something you want to change, start small. Add one new positive habit, or adjust one thing that doesn't serve you anymore. Over time, those small steps will build a stronger, happier rhythm in your life. Thank you for spending this time with me today, and for shadowing, listening, and learning about how to talk about your daily routine in English. I hope you found this episode relaxing and useful for both your language and your personal growth. This is Jennifer, and I'll see you again in the next episode, where we'll continue improving your English together, one simple step at a time. Bye everyone.